No issues. Okay. Hmm. People can join it 8 at 801. 801. Don't start at 8 o'clock, start at 801. And then what do I have to do? Just you will be putting my screen off, or just the background? Or I should enter only at 8 o'clock. I mean 8:10. So can I be away from the screen? Get it done. Get it done. I'm on the line. Whenever you say I'll come online, should I go away from the screen? Okay, so I'll be just sitting idle. I don't want to do that. Yeah. So give me a call again on that time. So when you want to start, give me a call. I'll do it. Yeah, fine. Yes, Nikki. Not at all. Sure, I'll do that. So sorry. Okay. No issues. Now it is connected again. Fine. When you want to start. वाइट ब्रेक चाहिए तेरे को? ब्रेक ब्रेक ब्लू कलर पहना है तो वाइट दुपट्टा चाहिए तेरे को? ठीक। Should I start? Should I Should I? How many people are there? ठीक है, I come. नमस्कार. Welcome all. Am I audible? Am I audible? Can I get some response? Arul Kumaran. Can anyone say, am I audible, Shri? Okay, let's start. Welcome to the relationship dynamics. All of you may be going through some or the other challenges in relationship. All of you will be having lots of good relationships. But when you weigh your life, actually, you will have more problems with the relationship than the better relationship that you experience in your life. Now, to steer it out from the all pain in the relationship and what all the aspect of relationship that you are going through, we need to understand the dynamics. Dynamics is an inner force which pushes you for a change. And in this 1 hour webinar, we are going to explore, and this webinar is for those people who are facing a lot of relationship challenges. How can they better their relationship? What is there to better in this relationship that we have come here for? Those who wants to seek spiritual growth through relationships, because I feel that's a wonderful way to achieve your self-realization, to get more out of joy, happiness, peace, tranquility, growth, creation, passion, all that you are expecting from the relationship, that can come to you once you go through this relationship dynamics. And those who wants to move away from the toxic shames, the toxic relationship, sucking relationships, the relationship which makes you dependent, there are energy vampires, how to move away from them and to have a better dynamism, and your dependency reduces. As I already told you, those who seek for creation, passion, the expansion, the energy enhancers, and let me tell you very clearly, the health and money is very much related to the relationship. We consider relationship as something isolation, but if you look into depth and the detail of it, relationship, health and money are offspring of the soul journey that you are having. So this will help you to understand the relationship dynamics. The three things which you will learn is to create more from the relationship. In this 3 webinar, you will learn how to create more from the relationship. Know the complete dynamics. See, in my opinion, knowing is actually resolving a lot of things. Because if you are unaware about the dynamics of relationship, in my opinion, that can be a bigger obstacle for you. So dynamics is something that in the dynamics which I'm going to share here is going to open up the lot of channels within you, and the way you view the problem, your perspective towards the problem will completely shift from that point of focus. Now you will also learn to respond better once you complete this relationship dynamics, because I'm going to give you some keys which you can immediately apply and find the immediate solution to your challenges in relationship that you are facing. So after you finish this webinar, you will be better off in understanding your own life. You will be better off understanding all the relationships that are surrounding you. You will step into a better relationship all the time. You will know how to move away from the relationship without So there was a break in between. So let us continue from that. You will have relationship, the challenges which you are going through. You will no longer be on that. You will be more self-reliant and understanding and picking up things from the relationship for your development. Now, what will happen if you are not attending this, and you will have a lot of challenges in dealing with your relationship. You will always be stuck. You will have challenges in many areas. You will have challenges and your pain and your suffering and your the toxicity and the codependency will keep on increasing. And codependency is a very toxic. So you are actually surviving on somebody else's energy, or somebody is surviving into your energy. So these are the aspects you will be able to move away from once you go through this webinar. Now, why have I chosen to talk about relationship dynamics? who can speak better? The one who has gone through a lot, and one who has found out the keys of understanding relationship. Because throughout my life, into the spiritual growth that I've experienced, and the challenges I've faced in my life into relationship has given me a new area to open up. Where I started my career as money, a trainer who is talking about money and NLP and all the stuffs about the brain. But then I have encountered something called the tapping into certain energies. And last 10 years I've been progressing and exploring the consciousness, exploring oneself. I went through several self-realization process. I went through several enlightening processes. I've experienced what the enlightenment is, and specialized in working on energies, specialized in working on healing, spirituality. So when you master something, it is easier for you to guide people. And my focus has always been that I want to create something very simple and easy and speedy. So all the experience of my life and all the challenges I've gone through, I've created some astonishing easy modules and simple tools. Simple tools to deal with. Why am I teaching this? I'm teaching for two specific reasons. One is that I want people to stop suffering from relationship drama that they are going through. And I want them to create more from what they are in the position which they are right now. What will you get? An inner guidance. No, it is not recorded. Arunaji, this is live. I am live here right now. This is not recording. There may be some issues, so go with this. So I have told you why am I teaching this, and now let us move on to understand what are the dynamics of relationship. So we'll go 5 steps and understand the entire dynamism. So you have decided to take birth in this life, and you have decided to take birth from the mother and father, and mother and father are the choice that you create because of the life path that you have chosen to know something, experience something, and learn something in this very lifetime. So the type of your first relationship starts with your mother and father, because you are created out of them. The whole creation happens is by the interplay of the male and the female energy. So male and the female energy is in who you are. And you pass through these 7 years of your life. Now, as you pass through these 7 years of your life, there is complete imprint of the reality. And this 7 years is going to decide how you are going to live your challenges in your life. And then you encounter these similar situations in your life and the consciousness actually puts you across the events, people, circumstances, so you can master your lesson in this life. And as you grow, you would have a better relationship with yourself and the people around. As you are on more creation, because if you see, money can only come through the relationship. Happiness, the experience of happiness, joy, will only come through relationship. But the type of the relationship that you attract is in direct proportion to how you relate with yourself. And the relationship are moreover a projection of who you are. Your own projection. Now this is one way of looking at things. Now I want you to go to the time when how the creation happened in this consciousness. So we have to go to a point from where everything has been created. So we call this primary energy, primordial energy, or we can say this is a prima materia, or we can say that there was nothingness. But nothingness has all the potential within it. Nothingness has all the manifested reality that is there right now, which we are seeing is within that frame. So the content of nothingness has everything in it. Now nothingness could not have been created something. To create something, there has to be a movement. There has to be a flow of an energy. Now without this flow of an energy, the movement in the primary material or prima material would not have been possible. And that is why the phrase came, let there be light. So how this light was created? And this light has interacted with nothingness. So when you say let there be light, there was a darkness and the light actually interplayed with the darkness and the creation began. Now this process of creation is En Sof-Or. En Sof-Or. There was a light and that primary light was En Sof-Or. And through the interplay of this nothingness and the light, the creation started happening. So there were two portions of the creation. One was a volatile, that was the light, and one was the receiving energy, and one is the outgoing energy. That is a masculine energy and a feminine energy. Now when the masculine and the feminine energies are the two different polarities, so relationship is basically into the polarities. The polarity is what is within us also. So when we talk about the gender or the masculine and the masculine and feminine energy, one is receiving energy and one is the dynamic energy. So one is the volatile and one is fixed. Fixed not in the sense of the fix that we experience. It is more of a receptive energy. Okay, if you see the earth is a receptive energy. So this basic energy of volatile and fixed were again divided into the four parts. The fourth part is where more of a male energy is there, which is fire, and then then the other element came in is the water. The third element came in is the air. Then the fourth element came in is the earth. So this is a division of the energy in the philosophical way. The energy was divided into four parts, and the four major parts from the science perspective is basically gravitation, it is the weak force, dynamic force, and the quantum energy. So when the four forces unite, It is the movement of the consciousness, and it is the movement of the this universe as is going. So understand there are two forces which is guiding everything into this universe. Now when you go back and understand, there are four elements, and fifth is the space, and then there is a three gunas which we call Rajatama Sattva, Kaf, Pit, Vayu as per the Ayurveda, Ida, Pingla and Susumna as per the yoga practices, and Chi, Zing, and the third element in as per the Chinese. So these were the different three elements out of the three gunas of the energy, which was divided in from the five elements. Now the entire universe is made of this dynamism, and this dynamism, the male female dynamism, exists in every being. So one is the energy is divided into two parts, and the interplay of the energy does the creation. So this is the basic fundamental of the how the universe is creating. In this creation, we have a specific role of a male or a female. So when we say gender, every energy every energy is actually divided into two parts. That's a male and the female component in every material, every atom, every substance that we experience. Now how the creation happens? Creation happens when the dynamic force interplays with the fixed force, that is the feminine force. So your own birth, let us go on to the basics. Your own birth is because of the interplay of these two energies. Now all the creation that we experience in our life happens only through this, the interplay of the energies. Now this interplay is possible within our own self also, because we also have, like any male has more of a male energy or a female energy depending on how the constitution is, and same as the female and the male. So these are the two aspects of the energy dynamics that we have explored and understand. Now what happens is, we interplay, we get into relating with somebody, we attract people, we repel people. Now this attraction and repelling happens according to your own reflection and the projection. We consider the people and we focus on the people. Instead of that, the focus should be looking them as a point of projection only. Now in this scenario, what happens is, we have a two set of people. One set of people that we cannot go away from, and those are your genuine teachers. Those are the people who can guide you to upgrade your own self and create your own vibration on a higher plane. If we understand the dynamics, suppose anybody is pushing the panic button in you, so that's an emotional response that you create. Once you create that emotional response, once you create that there is a fight which is there between the two people. Now what this fight is actually about, or a husband and wife, I was talking to you about two type of relationship. One is which is you cannot get away, like your husband, wife, mother, any relation, but mother and father relationship you will never be get away from. That is how actually you are going to interact in the world. The way your mother and father have reacted, and the way you have witnessed your mother and father, and the imprints that you carry within, decides the force and the dynamics of your life. and then you come across people. So the first go, what happens is sometimes you have a very good relationship with people, but in that they will push your panic buttons, they will push certain emotional responses. There are certain things which they do, you don't like it. There are certain things which you do, you don't, others like it, and you start finding the fault with the other people. That's not so. They are just reflecting you. That is a part of you, and you have to utilize the response from the perspective of something that needs a correction within you, and you can use all this traction, all this tension to move inward and repair yourself, correct yourself, upgrade yourself, and create a new dynamics. Because this tension is actually is very beneficial to you, and it's very you have to use this to your advantage, rather than what happens is that we succumb to those things. So the first is, all the that you see around is nothing but your own reflection of yourself, and those who push those panic buttons are people who are very useful and transforming those energies for your advantage. How do we transform? What do we do? So in the relationship, basically we operate, and we operate out of two things: your immediate response of the emotions, or you operate out of the memory. Most of the time we operate out of the memory, and whenever we operate out of the memory, we need to segregate these two emotional response. I will give you one tip to find out what is this tip is, and how can you transform yourself utilizing this wonderful process, very simple to do process. And there is one more beautiful tip that I will give it to you. Basically, I will give you 3 tips to overcome any relationship challenges that you will encounter in your life. So there are certain relationships I told you that you cannot change, that will always remain, and they are always buttons that will keep on pushing to you. You cannot get away, like your boss, like some of the colleague, like your mother, father, like your spouse, your children. So these are the set of the relationship that will always help you to evolve yourself. Look upon them as your evolution process. Look upon them as a process of uplifting your own vibrations. Uplifting one's vibration is to moving forward the energy into the getting stuck, getting your energy is being like vampire, your energy is being stuck, you are dependent on those relationships, and you cannot move forward. In such cases, if it is too much coming from the past, I recommend you to go through my program called Recoding, which is there on the website ppureenergy.com. So this recoding helps you to overcome all your childhood challenges, and that can help you overcome your lot of inner issues. But I'm not here to talk in detail about the recoding. This is one of the options. So lot of responses that you generate is more of the past, more of the childhood responses. Now when you have a challenges, one thing you can do, firstly, when you have challenges, what is the one thing that you will do is, when you give some kind of an emotional response, here is, I am giving you one tip. This is going to be very useful. So any discord, any discomfort, any pain, anything which was created out of the response of somebody in your life, and you have responded in the reaction or in action. So what is the one thing that can identify? That is 15-minute rule. Now what is this 15-minute rule? How this 15-minute rule will help you to overcome your challenge in the relationship? So one thing, somebody has a fight with you, you have been angry, very angry, and or you have cried, or you are disturbed, or whatever the emotion is. Check out whether this response remains for more than 15 minutes. Are you carrying it for the 24 hours? Are you carrying it for weeks? Are you carrying it for years? Are you carrying it from many years? So that's the time you need to dig out and understand that from where are you responding this. If it is within 15 minutes it passes off, that means that was your immediate response to the event that occurred. So remember this, if it is prolonging for more than 15 days, there is something which you need to probe into yourself and understand. Use this traction to find out where this response is coming, because majority of the time when we interact with the people, we are not interacting as the people are. We always interact from our past, our memory, our experience. So whenever you do this, good or bad, whenever you do this, you have to recheck with yourself. Go back and find out what is that you need to do. What is this response and from where this response is coming. Majority of the time what we do, we find fault with people. We find that there is something wrong with them. We find that okay, and then we have the fear. Then we have the reactions. And we get trapped into our own emotional cobweb that we have created, and we experience more of the past. The best way is to de-link yourself. And I'll give you one wonderful tool and how can that be done. So actually when we look at the dynamics of the alchemy, when I say alchemy is basically a process of converting the lead into the gold. But this transformation, it's all talked about the transformation. It talks about the purity. And if you are aware about the chemical reactions or the two substances of an opposite nature or a different nature, when they merge together, they create some new third substance. And that is an advancement. That is the growth. That is the creation. That is an expression of your passion. So when you interact with two people on your own, there are certain things which you can never ever create in the life. You require the other force. So if you are a male energy expressing, I'm not saying if you're a male gender, I'm saying if you are a male energy, more of a male energy, you need feminine energy. You need the interplay of these two energies to give more creation. And the best example is how we create babies. It is the same principle, and how the food is created with the interplay of two energies, that is earth energy, water, fire, and along with the energy of the rain. So this is interplay of the energy. All that you get to eat, to survive, is only out of this energy. So energy is always interplaying into the form of the male and the female, volatile and fixed, outward and receiving. If you understand this dynamics, you can use this dynamic to have more creation in your life. People ask me, how do I manifest? People ask me, what do I need to do to manifest? How can you manifest more? The manifestation happens by the interplay of these two basic energies. And if you fail to understand the dynamism of these two basic energies, because one is a receptive energy. Look at the earth and look at the woman. You see, they will be always receiving, and the male is always dynamic and driving, and it's a driving force. It's a volatile force. And the volatility happens with the air and the fire, and then the water comes, and the earth actually gives birth to the lot of energy. And this is an interplay. The same is an interplay with the male and the female energy, and that is how it gives a creation and the birth. This is the same principle. This is the same example of the creation. Now what you create is out of these 5 elements and the 3 gunas merging into it. and the creation starts happening. If you want to create more of money, what you have to master is your emotions. If that by you have to create something and present it to the people. So if you create a positive, joyful, happy experience to the others, all your services, all your products, you can give it to them, and in exchange they buy those emotions and they utilize it. That is also an interplay of the energy of the male and female. So your dynamics, when you want to create something, see that the volatile force in you mix and merges with the force of the receptive energy. It does not mean for the creation we always, because our mindset is so much onto the sexuality and sex, we have to come out of this, for this mindset to realize the process of creation, because lot of suppression has been done on this area, lot of ill thoughts, lot of the beliefs that we carry on this subject, that we fail to really appreciate and understand this divine and natural process. Now if you have a discord with known or a people that you are actually caught up with, where you don't know what is to be done, so for them I am giving you one beautiful tool to deal with. Okay, that's this method. And in the process of alchemy that I've explained it to you, what is more of the impurities has to go out of the 5 elements, more of the impurity has to go out of the 3 gunas, needs to be balanced, more of the impurity has to go away from the substance, and that is why pure creation can happen. So without the relationship, without relations, you cannot have any creation. The reflection that you see outside is nothing but your own interplay with yourself. So it is very essential that you know who you are. So your entire soul realization, your soul purpose, your soul expression can be achieved. Your spiritual growth can be achieved looking only at the reflections that you are facing on a day-to-day basis. How to do it? I will speak at little more length in explaining this concept to you as we go progress. But before that, let me explain a wonderful a concept called spagyria. Now this word spagyria actually means, now this is a second technique which I am giving. I have given you a technique of 15 minutes rule. Okay, so you know whether your response is coming from past or present. Now spagyria is another technique. Now spagyria technique is very useful where you actually having a challenges with relationship. So the best way, so what actually happens, what the meaning of the spagyria is, you actually the 2 elements which are there, you just go away from that and then you reunite and re-merge with this. So what happens is, in the practical terms, this is a chemical term, this is the term of the alchemy. In this case, what happens is, when you go back to yourself, finding out a little more about yourself, so every day you can spend more time in understanding you. Wherever there is a discord, wherever there is a disturbance, wherever there is something, you have to go within yourself. And I have plenty of meditations on my website which you can use. There are free meditations on the YouTube channel, PPure Energy, which you can use to actually self-search. You can go through a lot of my material. This is one way. Or just go in the isolation. Every day spend some time with yourself. To actually, I recommend at least minimum 30 minutes to 1 hour time. So one is the 15-minute process, another is the 30 minutes to 1 hour time in self-realizing, understanding who you are, understanding your own emotional response, questioning yourself, being with the nature. Spend time with only yourself, not looking at the, when we say yourself means you are not having any support from outside. No telephone calls, no interaction with anybody, just be with yourself. So this is the second important process that I'm sharing with you. And the third important process is very simple. The third important process is to look everything as a self, as your own reflection. Consider that there are no other people around. They are just mirrors. And when you look at the mirror, what happens if you're not looking good? If there is a challenge with the mustache which I have, what will I do? Will I change something in the mirror, or will I work on myself? So this is the same way that you are going to apply this principle. So the third principle is look everything as a reflection. When you look everything as a reflection, it becomes easier for you to deal. Okay. Then when you respond, at the time whenever you respond, it's okay. I'm not asking you to check on that. But at least when you spend time with yourself, you can always contemplate and understand what is that, from where this response is coming. If your response is coming from the past, that is the time you should go and work on yourself little more than what you are doing. So there are two tools I'm providing you. One tool which I've already given it to you, which you can go and do Recode. Recode is the most powerful process that I've created for all of you. All those who are facing a lot of childhood issues. So if you wish to know more of the Recode, you can always go to my website and read more about it, and ask for the free test as to reflect on how is their childhood is affecting your current life now. But there is a one more dynamic process which I am providing it to you in this program for you to actually work upon a very effective step-by-step process. Now, what is this process? What that this process will provide to you? This process is going to provide to you a complete guidance. A guidance not given by me. Its own mechanism that you can work with yourself. The 7 is always a very mystical number. So this is a 7-step process. And I will be combining with this 7-step process, the process of alchemy. I will also be combining with this 7-step of alchemy process into the third one, which is, I've decided just before giving this webinar that okay, I will use this content also, which is called principle of hermit. Now this laws and this principle will actually open up enormous possibility for you to create, to work upon your passion, and this passion is going to open up a lot of doors for you, the doors that you have never imagined. All the goodness that you see in the world is only come through the creation, and you need to create. If you are stuck in the creation, if you are not creating, if you are cooking, you are creating, if you are doing something, writing, if you are expressing yourself, you are creating. But how far this creation is taking you? Is the creation is giving you the expansion that you are always looking for, or there is more of a pain than the creation? You have to weigh both things. If the pain is more, you need to deal with yourself immediately, and this will help you to identify your pain and help you to work upon the pain. So this is for those people who are very serious in eliminating the obstacles from your life. When I say obstacle, we always look at in the industry of the self-help, healing, and spirituality. We have a lot of imaginary ideas about the obstacles. No, that is not kind of an obstacle that I'm looking at. I'm looking at the obstacle which is stopping you to create something, and which is all creation should give you the happiness, the joy. Look at the mother. The moment the child is delivered, the moment child is with you, all the pain that she has experienced is turned into the happiness, the joy, compassion, love. The creation should give you all these things. And imagine yourself living a life where more of a joy, more of a love, more of a compassion, more of a peace, and in alignment with every relationship. It does not mean that everyone that you interact, you will not have tractions. You will have tractions, but you will also find the solutions out of those tractions and utilize this energy for the creation. So, basically, we are talking about the purpose of you being here is to express, and expression cannot come without the creation. So the whole purpose of your existence can be enhanced with this tool that I'm going to offer it to you. And this is whom this is not for. Those who are stuck in the toxic relationship, those who love to be, sucked by the energy vampires, those who wants to feel drained, those who wants to live in the lower vibrations, those who do not want more money, those who do not want the happiness, joy, they can stay away from this scenario. So this program, which I called it a relationship mastery. How can you master yourself and relationship and master yourself through relationship? That is the whole program is all about. So what will be outcome and what this program is based upon? This program is based upon 7,000-year-old principle, which I called 7 steps. Now, when we explore these 7 steps together on an online program, it will open up new gates for you. You can have the self-realization, you can have the spiritual realization, you can have ease in dealing with every relationship that comes in your way. You can start creating more. You can experience more joy, you can experience more passion, you can experience more love, you can experience more peace, because what we are looking for as a human only comes through the chain of relationship that we have established in our life. We always look at how many people will come to your funeral. So that's a kind of the work that you have done in your life that reflects. So how many lives you want to touch, and how many lives you want to touch in a positive way. How is that you want to contribute in creating somebody else's happiness? How you want to contribute in creating your own happiness? With your children, with your parents, with your spouse. These are the very important relationships. And basically these relationships needs to be aligned first. Your love life, your sexual life, your money life, all depends on the relationship only. And that is so vital and so important for you to work on. And how this system will work. So we will have 4 days online class on Zoom, where I will work with you on these 7 principles. We will apply this principle in your life, and we will see where is your life stuck and what is that you can learn out of this principle. So not only I will put forward you all the principles, that is 7,000-year-old ancient tradition. And when I researched on this, I have found that very less is been spoken about. There is no material on the online. That the topic which I am going to talk to you. So you can call this as a very esoteric, which has been shared only to few. Now when I talk about these 7 principles, when you merge this principle with the principle of alchemy, that's absolutely something fascinating will come out of that. And the third is that when I will merge with the principle of Hammett, the laws of Hammett, this can create a dynamic which is never ever explored, explained, synthesized, and that together we will create something beautiful for your life. And this is not something, okay, I'm a preacher, I'm a teacher, and I say do this, do this, do this. No, I say go and apply, see, and what is the response. So every day we will take 2 topics. And the last day, we will talk more about the seventh topic and the application aspect of it. So, not only that we talk about the principle, we also understand the different scenarios and we deal with those scenarios. So, before I talk about this relationship mastery program more, let me go back to the relationship dynamics and the 3 points that we have talked about. Today, I want you to apply this 3 principles. Whenever you have a fight, whenever you have an inner friction with anybody, sometimes you cannot express yourself. You take the expression inward. Okay, so like with the authority, whatever is happening, people cannot express. They take the expression inward, and they damage their health. So instead of, when you are in that state, what you need to look after 15 minutes, are you still carrying the same emotion? If you are, that is a sign that you have to dig into yourself and find out from where this response is coming. Don't be in a hurry to answer. This is one tool. The second tool is look relationship as an reflection, because they only talk about you. So please stop disliking people. Please stop, understanding that they are responding. It is actually they were forced to respond to you because of the particular emotions that needs to flow out of you. Look the emotion as something, an energy which is impure energy, clogged into you, waiting for it to come out and become pure. So thank them, offer them the gratitude, because they have shown you this path to you. And do not now, if you decide that you want to take revenge, you want to prove your point, you want to respond to that, all the energy that is required for to do that, it's a waste of an energy. Instead of that, you can utilize this energy for more creation. So what you do is you stop your leakage. This is the second powerful tool. The third one is where I talk to you about withdraw, self-search, and again reunite to create something better. So these are my 3 the points. Now still, if you want to really, you feel that I need to, no, this is not recording, my dear Kanchan, this is not recording. I am talking to you live. Okay, if you're going to ask me the question, I'm going to answer to you. Anything that you type on the chat, I'm going to answer it to you. So for this 3-day program, 4-day program, which will happen every 2 hours, which will happen on 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th of October, you can register for this program. And I have kept this special price for you, special offer to you. Shri, can you flash the link on the chat window? So, or else I will send you the link to register. So when you register for this program, the straight out of this, I'm offering you this program at a discounted price of something called 7,000 plus. After GST and all the working, she will put it across to you. If you take an action, if you are suffering from the pain, some new creation will happen to you. And I'm going to offer to you one meditation as a bonus from my side for you to actually work upon your emotions. I will give you a set of meditation specially for the participants to work upon these 7 elements, and that will be a separate set of audios I will offer to the people who signs before 30th of September. If you sign up for this program before 30th of September, you will get this bonus of audio program, which will be specially recorded for the team of participants. Okay, you can say that bespoke meditation. So those who are interested can send their hi on and show their interest on Shri Vidya's WhatsApp that has been already there with you. So let me reiterate, the relationship mastery program is all about mastering every aspect of your relationship without the support of anybody, and this will remain with you throughout your life, so you can deal with any situations on the relationship without an external support or a guide. I want you to empower and really claim your power and do more of the creation, express more of your passion. Have a very cordial relationship where you can experience love, joy, peace, tranquility, and more of creation. Now, I open up this session for the question answer. Shri, I think you have given all the material. The link will be shared to you. So now this is the time for the question answer, and I am live with you from the point we started, and this is not a recording. Let me reiterate. So you can ask me question. I'm awaiting your question. Any questions? Yes, Anuji, my health is absolutely okay. There is no challenge with the health. Hope, do you deal? You see, this is, I'm giving you, Bijal, I'm giving you complete mastery over your relationship. So any area, be it the office, be it the workplace, be it a love relationship, be it a relationship with neighbors, be with anybody, definitely it will work. See, we face challenges because the challenges are all only our own reflection, and we are being given challenges to uplift our vibrations. Jasmine, we need to uplift. The challenges are actually in our advantage, they are never into our disadvantage. The impurities, that it's not about the energy work only, this is the pure chemical dynamics, this is the pure elementary dynamics, this is the pure creation dynamics. If suppose, you know, the challenge that a mother goes through 9 months, and what she creates a beautiful baby. So we never look the challenges, and we do not go back. Challenges is kind of an evolution. It is an upliftment that you can utilize. Because we are unable to utilize, we are going to face more challenges, because the consciousness wants us to overcome those challenges. So if you are not, if you haven't learned, definitely the consciousness will provide you with more heavier problems to deal with. So I say, why do we wait till then? Why don't we learn things? You said other person is our reflection. How we change others? Rita, we don't need to change others. That's the basic dynamic of this. This entire topic that I am discussing with you is not about changing others. It is about changing within oneself something, that either the person is there, who is existing in our life, that he will go away. If your vibration is raised, it will go away. He cannot remain. Or if he wants to remain with you, he has to undergo a change to be with you. That's for sure. Rita, our focus is not about changing others. Our focus is to learn to change ourselves through the relationship. In every family, relatives, office, wherever there are challenges, whichever area of your life the challenges, you will turn the challenges into a more creative force. And that's the whole idea is, when you start reflecting, when you start looking at one point. So I don't want you to apply this principle. Every person relates to you is nothing but your own reflection. So if you believe in this, if you work on this, then definitely some new openings will keep on coming to you all the time. All that you have to remember is just this one line. You don't have to do anything for that. This realization will solve the problem. You don't need to apply any technique to solve the problem. Yeah, Jasmine, if we are surrounded by the negative energies, that is how actually that is pushing you to change. And with this 7,000-year-old technique, it is so easy to bring about a change in oneself. And you will find that you will stop creating problems in relationship with people. The best part is to stop creating problems. You see, when we work in the team, when we work with an individual, we work to create something. No, every time it is not necessary that we lose them. Jasmine, it is not every time. It depends on the dynamics of what is that you want to. You can turn that as in a very evolving relationship. Sometimes you meet somebody, and in the first time only you had the fight, but that relationship remains for you for years together. How does that happen? It is not like that I want the relationship to go away, but at the same time I don't want you to hold on the relationship, to be totally dependent on relationship. See, let them be at the lower vibrations. When you raise to the vibration, Jasmine, actually you need to experience this cannot be explained without experiencing. Once you raise the vibration, they have to shift to your vibration. They also evolve. Actually, you help them to evolve with you. Like if your father, mother, spouse, daughter, sister, or these relationships will never go out of your life. Your son, daughter, your boss, your partner. These are these are I call the compulsive state. And there are relationship of your soul family who comes and automatically something clicks and you start creating. See, there is Sanjeev ji, when you talk about the fix and the how do you avoid getting angry, Manish ji. See, getting angry is always when you get angry at 2 points. First I will answer Manish ji and then I will answer Sanjeev ji. when you get angry with only 2 points. One, when you get angry, anger is a vibration. That is an automated mechanism of your body. Now, when you are actually going down into yourself, if you are vibrating at a very low frequency and you are suppressed, and at that time the energy dynamics comes up, and the sudden shoot in the energy creates the feeling of the energy, anger. Now, when it's like a switchboard with yourself. Instead of you controlling the switches, the others are controlling your switches. What would you prefer? Do you want your mobile, sorry for this interruption, do you want your mobile to be controlled by somebody else, or would you like to operate your mobile? So there is a emotional switchboard that you are carrying. Would you like to control your emotional switchboard, or you are giving the control or remote to somebody else? So once you learn this art, automatically things start shifting. How do we react with people who taunts and criticize you every time? So when people taunt and criticize you every time, this is actually your own lower vibration frequency that is allowing them to overpower you. All that you need to do is to raise your energy. And every time they torture, every time they taunt, every time they put you down, actually they are you listen to them as a taunt. You listen to them as something, to be not looked upon. But actually they are giving you reminder that okay, the experience that you are holding in yourself, you need to release. You have to come out from your lower vibrational frequency to the higher vibrational state. That's my answer, Aruna. So there was a network issue, there is a reconnection. So if you have not much of a question, I would conclude this webinar on again point that there is a relationship mastery workshop which I will help you to deal with your own challenges. Okay, there is one more, Sanjeev ji. Air and the fire elements are related volatile dynamics. No, air and fire is not a volatile dynamics. I am talking on a philosophical term. I am not talking on the elements and the physics term, because when we talk on the elementary terms, the dynamics are very different, and when we talk on the the masculine and the feminine philosophy, the dynamics has to be looked differently. So that is my point of view on the comment that you made, Sanjeev ji. Thank you very much, and I invite you, all of you, to join my relationship mastery program, which is happening on 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. The more details will be sent to you by email. And thank you very much for being part of this wonderful webinar. And I hope with these 3 topics which I've shared with you, you will apply them and change your life for better. Thank you so much. Yes, Bharati. The spouse, you're talking about spouse. Spouse are the best people who can support you to grow faster. That is the only thing I can give you. If more of a personal advice, nature of a personal advices are there, then you can always connect to me, connect to Sri Vidya to help you better in understanding your own problem. Thank you so much. I conclude my program, and thank you very much for being part of this wonderful experience that you have created and we have created together in unleashing these dynamics and opening up these new three solutions that you will apply to your life. Remember, 15 minutes rule. Remember, everything is a reflection. Remember, the third point is to work on your own self. Thank you very much.